So these are from Amazon, these are from B&M, so very affordable shops to start with. I think I spent £10 on this, and then these two were also £10 each, or that was 12 and that was 8. These are from B&M, they're £2.50. But to be fair, I didn't really need to buy new ones, I just really like these, but you can use ones that you've already got. And this hack is just, honestly, so simple, but it's just a way of thinking, do I need to buy new Christmas decor? Like, do I really need to buy Christmas decor? Or could I make what I've got already Christmassy? So that's the first thing I'm gonna be doing. So I think maybe, let's see what, maybe the gold. We'll try the gold as a bit of a contrast. But basically what you want to do is use things that you've already got to make something Christmassy. Because if you're on a tight budget, which I'm sure many of us are this year, then it's important to be able to buy things that aren't just for 1 month of the year. So I'm literally just taking these B&M candle holders. I'm putting a gold bow around them, and perhaps I could put one of these around. And then literally repeat the process with the other one. And for this one, I just took a plant that I already owned. I think this was IKEA and it was around £3. And I just took some of the berries that I had from the Amazon pack and tied them around the branches, which is a super easy way to just get that Christmassy look. Got a bit of the ribbon I bought from B&M and tied this around also. It's a really easy way to just turn something you already own Christmassy. Okay, so I originally was going to use cardboard for this one, but I saw the paper plate in the corner of my eye and I thought, why don't I just give this a go? I tried wrapping the rope around and it was just not good enough. I could not get it to stay. I then tried to glue it. No, the glue wasn't strong enough. It just wasn't working for me. So I tried it again the next day with some of this craft parcel tape that I had, and I just simply wrapped this all the way around the plate. And finally it kind of looked like a wreath. I then just literally experimented with trying to fit these branches on. I, in the end, pierced them through and bent them backwards. And then I wrapped the little ribbon on, popped the rope on, and voila. Next up, you need cupcakes, cupcake trays. You need some super glue and you need some rope. Let's go. For this one, you simply need to grab your cupcake holders, fold them in half and glue each halves together. I would recommend using Pritt stick and not super glue for this actually after doing it, because my fingers just kept sticking together and I just kept getting stuck to everything else. So that's what I would recommend for this. But once you've glued them all together, you then glue your rope in the center and then glue the two open ends together like I'm doing here, and it creates a lovely Christmas bauble. This cupcake one is even easier than the last one. You simply take 3 cupcake holders, Fold each one just a little bit thinner than the other, with the bottom one being the largest. Glue them together, glue the rope onto the back of this, and you've literally got a super cute hanging tree, and you could do any colour you like. Okay, so I've bought these from Amazon, but you can actually make them yourself by cutting up oranges and popping them in the oven. Referencing BBC Good Food, you want to preheat the oven, set it to 140, and then you want to slice the oranges, place them on a baking tray and pop them in the oven for about an hour, flipping halfway through. If they're not done, then just make sure you leave them in for a little bit longer, but keep an eye on them. And to turn them into decorations, you simply just feed the rope through a bit of the orange and feed the berries through as well, and it makes a lovely hanging decoration for your tree. The next one, you're going to need a sponge, something like this, something thicker preferably if you have it, but I'm just going to use this one for now. A little tray, some fabric paint, scissors and a pen. And if you've got a very old, you can either buy new ones or you can use pillow covers that you've already got. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get my sponge and I'm going to cut it in half. You don't have to do this to your sponge, but I just want it to be around this size. So next thing, I'm going to draw out a Christmas tree on my sponge. Okay, it doesn't look that great, but it's fine. Sometimes the more rough and ready it is, the better. So I'm going to cut this out with my sponge. Grab your sponge and pop it on here. Give it a little pat. You might be able to do a couple at the same time. Let's just give that pat, leave that there for 2 seconds. Cool. So I think now we could probably go and dip it back in. And that is as simple as that. And obviously this method can be used on paper, it can be used on card, pretty name tags for people. Okay, and this is a great one if you've got a small apartment or you're not looking at buying a tree this year, or you don't want to buy a tree because of the plastic, then why don't you just head outside and find a good branch that you think you could use for your home. Find a tall vase like this and place it in. And instead of having a Christmas tree, you can have a Christmas twig. And then using all the things we've just made, you can decorate your tree for little to no cost. And it doesn't take up a lot of room. So I'll just pop these on. Obviously you'd make more and decorate it just a bit more than this. But I think it's a really good way to have a small tree, or maybe you've got a main tree and you want something Christmassy in a different room. And because it's so lightweight, the wreath we made earlier, we could also add that on as well. Obviously, I'm sure yours would look a lot better than this one, but we could add some ribbon around there as well, or ribbon anywhere on the branch. But yeah, it's just a easy, quick way to have some sort of Christmas features in any room in the house because it doesn't take up that much room at all. But yeah, I think what would look cute is if you made loads of these and just decorated the whole tree with these ones instead. Okay, and I'm going to use the eucalyptus that I bought, which can be used all year round, not just at Christmas, to make a Christmas flower arrangement in my vase. I'm also going to use some of the stuff that I bought in the Amazon pack, the wreath pack, and the ribbon from B&M, and I'm just gonna try and put it all together and see what we can come up with. And yeah, just to like reiterate the point that I can use this vase all year and I can use the eucalyptus all year as well. So let's see what we can do, and then come January I can just take all the Christmassy bits out and keep them in a small package for next year.